Hey everyone, my name is Brendan Finch and I'm the co-founder of InterOrbit, where all we do is create activities and assessments for students to make sense of novel phenomena. In this video, I am going to walk you through three-dimensional standards and the basics of sense-making. So before the NGSS, the old standards looked at knowledge in isolation. Students know or students understand. To help prepare students for the future, a group of researchers got together and built the framework for K-12 science education. Yay! They found that knowledge is a small part of science and engineering. Scientists and engineers also don't use skills in isolation. There's no part of a scientist's job where they just find the slope of a graph or write a CER statement for something they already understand. If we're truly preparing students for the future, we need to prepare them to do more than just understand things. We're building students who can figure it out for themselves. They must do more than just represent their knowledge in CER statements and graphs. This is where sense-making comes in. Taking what you know and using it to make sense of something new. Students apply their knowledge through the science and engineering practice. They make sense of the world using this SEP. This makes it a practice rather than just a skill in isolation. Let me give you some examples. So using claim, evidence, and reasoning to explain something I know is a skill. Identifying trends in a graph is a skill. For three-dimensional standards, we want students to be able to understand erosion and then write a CER statement to explain how this new thing is eroding. We want students to be able to understand how adaptation works and then use these data sets to explain how evolutionary pressures drove changes in this new ecosystem. Students also use the crosscutting concepts as ways to look at new phenomena. So students will have seen patterns between different variables from other lessons on, let's say, forces and motion. And they'll apply those patterns they learned to a novel phenomena on ocean acidification. So these three-dimensional standards are the applied knowledge, skills, and lenses to approach phenomena. And this is what actual science and engineering, and frankly, a lot of adulting is all about. When these three dimensions come together, they give students a more authentic experience in science by having them apply the knowledge of the disciplinary core ideas through the SEPs, the science and engineering practices, and the cross-cutting concepts, or the CCCs. You'll see these three dimensions come together as performance expectations. The DCI, the SEP, and the cross-cutting concept are brought together to create these performances that students work towards. And what's cool about these performance expectations is each dimension are purposefully recombined in different ways, in different performance expectations, to give students practice with each science and engineering practice, disciplinary core idea, and cross-cutting concept in new ways. The whole goal is to have students use their knowledge, skills, and these lenses to make sense of new phenomena. And that is what we call sense-making. If you want to practice dissecting performance expectations, click on the link in the description below, where we have an activity for you to dissect some of these standards to see how the three different components, the disciplinary core ideas, the science and engineering practices, and the cross-cutting concepts come together to form a performance expectation. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it, leave us a comment, and subscribe so you can see more content like this. Have a beautiful rest of your day.